Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. I'm in Midtown Atlanta at Interface's new base camp headquarters, and I'm with Anna Webb, the Vice President of Marketing. Anna, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kemp.
Very impressive place here. But before we get into this base camp, which you just opened a couple of months ago, let's first talk a little bit about your background. You've been with Interface for about 5 years. Before that, you worked in marketing areas with Arby's, right?
I did, yes. I've worked for various food companies before coming to Interface, and I'd say really coming alive. I've always been in the marketing space, advertising, brand marketing, product marketing, and now Interface has allowed me to bring all of that together.
And you're from Atlanta originally.
That's right.
Last week you released your third quarter earnings, and they're very impressive. So you've had a good quarter. You've got Nora on board with you now. And this space where we are now is a consolidation of where most of the people in Atlanta that work for Interface come to work, right?
That's right. Yeah, it's been a real game changer for us. You know, we've been in the space for a little over 2 months, and we're already reaping the benefits of this different workplace strategy.
All right, so you call it base camp. I think there's some little positioning going in that because that makes you feel like you're heading out on an expedition. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I think when people think of the words base camp, a lot of people think it's at the bottom of the mountain. It's actually not at the bottom of the mountain. It's kind of in the center. So it's meant to be a place where you refresh, you re-energize, and you're ready for the step ahead. And you can draw parallels. Our people actually helped us name Base Camp, so everybody's very energized about that name in general. But we kind of see the Interface journey as being, we're kind of in the middle of it, right? We've done so much to contribute to healthy products and a more healthy environment, but we have so much more to do.
So this is a 4-story building. Much of the 4th floor is executive areas, but also a huge rooftop work area with a garden. Really cool up there. You've got 180 people assigned to this location, but at any given time there's about 120 working here. There's a lot of collaborative open areas. Nobody's assigned a work area. They all got lockers. I see steel case furniture. I see things I've seen at Neocon now for several years, these areas where you can sit down that kill all the noise around you. So what some people are thinking experiments, you guys are jumping in with both feet, right?
Yeah, you know, one interesting story that Jay Gould likes to tell is that when they set out on the mission to find the location or the building that we were going to renovate, they were looking for a 60,000 square foot space. We actually ended up in a 40,000 square foot space. So it was definitely a big risk. You talk about 120 people on any given day, and I think you've walked around and experienced it. Because of the way we've designed the space to have these casual collisions and really places that you can go and focus, it never feels crowded. It feels kind of perfectly balanced.
You know, thanks to Ray Anderson and how he spent probably the last 10 years of his career, he founded Interface, going out and giving talks around doing less harm to the environment, Mission Zero. I'm looking at this place and thinking that this is probably the most environmentally friendly workspace I've seen yet in the flooring business.
Yeah, you know, this is a great representation of who we are and the way that we like to do business and the way we wanted to inspire others to do business. So we have a really cool kind of water collection cistern that takes in rainwater, and we actually use that in the bathrooms and also to irrigate any kind of wildlife that we have on the rooftop and also in the building as well. It's innovations like that along with what we're calling cool beams. It's the second system that exists in the Southeast. But it basically runs cool or warm water to any given space in the building and regulates the temperature. So it's a really cool innovation.
And let me just add to that, these are almost like radiators in the ceiling that are super modern looking that have water pipes running to them. And so it's along the lines of where everything's headed now, create and use the energy where you need it. So very, very interesting to see that. You also have these desks that you can stand or sit as you work, and I'm seeing brand names that are from leading companies, Steelcase, Human Scale. You guys have gone all out. Let's talk real quickly. This was designed primarily by Perkins+Will, but in collaboration with several other people, right?
That's right, yeah, and they've been great partners for us. I think we've taken our workplace strategy from something that was very traditional to something that is very futuristic but works for all of us. So the idea is that we create these spaces and our people are constantly moving around. So most people don't even have a signed desk, and not a single person has a closed office, not even our C-level executives, which we're finding works really, really well. Our people are working together more. They're having more face time with the people that they didn't speak with before, and I think it's really going to have a positive impact on our business.
You know, I walked here, I was a few minutes early for our appointment, and I ran into Jay Gould, I ran into Charlie Knight, and so it really is an environment where you can see when the guests come in who they are. So this is really working. I've got to talk about the finishes. You have a mix here of naturally what you're known most for, modular carpet, but also you have LVT in all of the walking spaces and even some hardwood on the steps. So you've integrated many of the flooring types.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that this space is really one giant showroom. So we have all of our hottest collections from LVT to floor to interface carpet. We have all of those things on the floor, and we plan to continually kind of switch those out and move those around as new collections are introduced. And it really allows people to see the products in action. So instead of it just being a sample or, a small scale layout, it's actually, this is how you would use it in a workspace or in a meeting room or in a corridor. We have all those different scenarios outlined.
Mm-hmm. One other thing I'd like to mention is that we're in Midtown Atlanta, as I said before, probably 3 blocks from the interstate, the I-75, I-85 corridor. The MARTA station is right across the street, so there's a lot of employees that just take MARTA either from home or they take it to the airport, right?
That's right. Yeah, initially there was some concern about our folks that are in the northern suburbs or suburbs in general, and what we're finding is that people are using MARTA. They're really using the tools that are available to them. So everybody's pretty pleased with that.
Mm-hmm. One last thing, if you will, give us a quick update. When we do research, Interface still comes up as the premium brand for green in the way we ask the question. So you're recognized for that, and you were many years focused on Mission Zero, and now you've shifted that focus to climate takeback. So tell me about that real quick.
Yeah, climate takeback, this is the next thing. This is our new mission. We are not forgetting Mission Zero by any means, and we're coming very close up on 2020. But we're shifting our focus from doing less harm to now encompass doing more good. So there are really 4 parts to climate takeback. You have Live Zero, Love Carbon, Let Nature Cool, and Lead Industrial Re-Revolution. So Live Zero, that's all around Mission Zero. We're going to continue that piece of it. Love carbon. Carbon is not the enemy. You can actually use it for good, and we've started to use it in our products. Let Nature Cool, that's about the biosphere's ability to re-regulate climate. And then lastly, Lead Industrial Revolution. How can we influence partners around us to make these same changes?
All right. Well, Anna, it's great to talk to you, and thanks for giving me a tour of this facility. Again, been talking to Anna Webb, the Vice President of Marketing at Interface, at Interface's new base camp headquarters in Midtown Atlanta, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.